Hello, this is Jun and Ellen's group, and the country that we want to introduce is India. First, British did not just go into this country, India, right away and attack them. They first established East India Company in Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta. Everything was okay before Mughal Empire was collapsing in 1707. Lots of small regions in India tried to get out of Mughal's control, and whole country was just a mess. They were led by the ruler of Maharaja, which is one of the Indian regions. After that, British troops from East India Company came out and tried to take us over. So we tried to fight them by borrowing some hand from French, who was British's rival. However, it did not work so great, so they could finally take complete control of India. Now, let's see what did they do when they took us over. British tried to expand their power in India by East India Company. From 19th century, their power also affected our army, sepoy. Original Indian soldiers sepoy used to use their own weapons, but British changed them into better or modernized ones. So we had to use their guns and bullets, which contained cow and pig fat. In Muslim or Hindu culture, that was forbidden and nobody could not have a contact with it. We rebelled against it later in 1957, but result was not so good neither. Finally, English people sent their parliament and situation got worse. At first, English people thought India as a valuable country for them. We had lots of raw materials that they needed to produce their goods, 3 million people in our country to work for them, and we also had potential to be their new market. However, they were afraid of us to be like them, just like they were industrialized and well organized. They thought it would be a threat if we become stronger, so they prohibited all Indian goods running around in our market and let us to only use British goods. Also, we could not even make anything by ourselves. Not only we got disadvantages from them, we also got some advantages. They did harm our functions in politics and economy a lot, but they established a railroad on our land which could connect whole India. Not only transportation system, but they also established telephone, telegraph lines, dams and canals to make us to be modernized. Also, Indian people at the time could have better education and medical care than before. Also, literacy in public got better and number of criminals was decreased. So, not everything was bad. For freeing India from Britain, Mohandas Gandhi contributed a lot. He first launched a civil disobedience plan to Britain to weaken their system in India. Also, he boycotted Indians who bought British goods, attending British schools, or voting for elections. He then led strikes which had no violence in there. However, people in group turned themselves into riots. One of his famous jobs was rebelling against the Salt Act, known as Salt Match. He made an organization against Salt Act which was taxing Indian salt. He and his group members walked 240 miles on the sea coast, making their own salt. His efforts resulted into India with its own laws and acts. The one of major factors that freed India was the fight between Muslim groups and Hindu groups. There were both Muslims and Hindus in India. Muslims did not want to belong in Indian government, which supported Hinduism. Then the conflict between Muslims and Hindus spread into several cities in India. So, British government agreed to separate Pakistan from India to make this problem solved. Finally, with this, India was freed on August 15, 1947.